The mics are hot. Are we recording?
Like warm, like we shouldn't touch them.
No, like they're recording.
Oh, we're recording?
Yeah.
Okay, we're live.
Okay, great.
We're live. Okay, we can jump into it.
Okay.
I'm so excited about this. So this is my first ever guest. Like my sister. But that's like trial run.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you're a real guest. You know what I mean?
In the real stew.
Yes, in the stew. The stew that we pay for. Until someone wants to sponsor this show, let me know. I am joined by Caro Beth. You might know her as Caroline Sachs. Soon to be Caro Bush. Caro Bush era. And I've been thinking all week about how to introduce you because you know I'm so passionate about you and that like I'm obsessed with you and lucky enough to just be able to like text you or voice note you whenever. But you are a YouTuber. You are a TikToker. You are on Instagram. You are also my influencer marketing encyclopedia. Like you do so many things. You are
Multi-hyphenate.
You are a fiance. Like you don't even realize how much of a powerhouse you are. When I think of someone who I want to emulate in terms of their work ethic and like how they approach content, you are who I think of. So,
Kelly.
and I'm not just saying that because we're on the podcast to gas you up. Like, you are a diligent queen. You are consistent. So, if you don't follow her already, like, literally, what are you doing with your life? Because she's so silly. She's so funny. You're also, like, informative. You influence me very easily. So, I'm obsessed with you, and I'm really happy you're here.
Oh my God, Kelly, I'm so honored. Also, like, I can't believe I'm the first one in this fancy. Did your sister come into this fancy?
Yes. Wow. She did. She's very pregnant. She's 8 months pregnant.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Scary.
I feel like she just got, I feel like
No,
you
she's like,
just announced.
she's perpetually knocked up.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's a condition.
How many kids does she have?
She's about to have 3. Yeah.
You're so auntie.
Yeah, I'm so auntie. Like, the way that I would throw myself in front of a moving vehicle so fast for those
100%.
kids, like, I would die for them.
No, when you give us crumbs, I'm like, so cute.
They look like they were AI.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that's their
Yes.
whole aesthetic is AI. So I'm so excited to have you because I haven't seen you since you got engaged.
I know.
And the last time we were together, I remember we were in the back of an Uber. We were going to some event, which I don't go to events, but I had you as a crutch, so I went. And Jordana, obviously. Shout out at the Daily Schwitz. And we were talking about how you had just like looked at rings and like now you're engaged.
That was such a journey. It feels really anticlimactic. Like it was so much lead up and it was incredible, but now I'm like, okay.
No. Then it happens and then like everyone's just like, when are you getting married? And you're like, can you
like,
please just give me
questions.
like gun to head, like when are you getting married? What's the date? Am I invited? Can I bring a +1? Can my kids come? You know, that's the immediate vibe.
Yes.
So I want to start off by diving into your engagement story because it is so elite. And you know how I feel about your fiance.
No, he popped off.
I'm obsessed with him. I've never met this man, but like, again, also would move, like throw myself in front of moving traffic for him. So let's talk about that because it was immaculate.
I just like didn't expect, he's not a planner. Like this was really shocking.
And I said when we were in that Uber, I was like, I feel like you've been involved in the ring process, which you should be, honestly, and we will get into like rings and all that jazz.
Yes.
But like, I was like, I don't know this man, but I feel like surprising you is very important to him. Like it's a core value for his proposal. So let's talk about it because like the way that he pulled a fucking fast one on you, and it's hard to do that to you.
Oh yeah. Well, also I was like self-sabotaging myself at every step of the way where I was like almost like trying, I don't know, I just like didn't have trust that he would surprise me. So I was like, almost like trying to ruin it. Like, I don't even know, like.
For yourself.
Are you that level of crazy? Because I'm that level of crazy.
I am that level of crazy, but for my proposal, I like really wanted to like not know. And I, as a result, like I didn't know. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, I like don't even know where to start.
Okay, so I will give like kind of some like lead into this. So your friend Kelsey, who I cannot pronounce her last name, but I love her. Kotzer. Thank you.
But I have to
So
say,
simple.
context for this, me and Kelsey, new friends.
New friends.
Very new friends. So her being a part of this proposal was shocking.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it would be like, and Jack's never met Kelsey. It would be like if Jack called you up.
Wait, they've never met?
They had never met at this
Oh
phase.
my God, she's trusted then. Like she's now in your life forever.
She's in the circle. But for someone who you're like, you know, new friends with, like budding, we're definitely a lot closer now because this was very formative.
Bonding.
But that was just crazy that she was a part of it.
So he made you think that you were going to a brand event.
Yes. So,
which is crazy.
It's funny. I actually saw someone else that my manager works with do something very similar recently.
Really?
And I was like,
inspo.
Yes, like we're popping them.
Copy paste.
We're popping them out.
New trend alert.
Yes, new trend alert. But I got invited to, and there's just, if you live in New York and you post online, it does not matter who you are or how many followers you have, you're going to get invited to events because they need to fill seats.
Yeah.
It's purely they need to fill seats.
Yeah.
So, and also, I'm sure you get this now, but now working with a manager who works with like a bunch of different talent, it just like ups the ante. Where like when I was just me, like things came across my desk, but like when you're working with a manager,
No, it changes the game.
if they reach out, me and Kelsey share a manager. So if they reach out to Kelsey, I
And then
get
that
that
trickles
invite.
down.
It's just like
Yeah.
so many. So like I get invited to events often. I'm not saying I go to a lot of them, but
You are really good at going to them, though.
I
You're
feel
built.
like
You're built for this.
I'm very social.
You are. You're so good at it. I have like a copy and paste template. I'm like, I'm sorry. It's just like I don't.
But you, when you're there, you're amazing. I think it's you just the getting there is like the hard part.
Yeah,
for you.
the getting there is the hard part.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get invited to this event.
Yes,
It's like a standard email.
So standard. The only thing that was different about it is that my manager put me and Kelsey on this email, but I was like, I think she was just trying to like
Facilitate like friendly vibes.
yeah.
Like you guys go together maybe.
Yeah, so it was an email from Hero Cosmetics, which is the pimple patch brand that I've worked
obsessed with them.
like a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And they were having a local picnic, like probably like 3 blocks from my apartment, like really close by. And so it was like a very easy yes for me. And she was like, this is it, super casual. Like the dress code is florals. Like they didn't say wear all white. Like
And
just
was this May? June?
I got the email at the top of June and it was at the end of June.
Okay.
That's like a normal lead time.
Yeah.
And I got this email and I was like, yeah, sure. Like very quick yes, because I love the brand. I want to keep working with them.
And close proximity.
Yes, ease. Check.
Yes.
And Kelsey was on the email. I was like, you're invited too, Kelsey. And Kelsey's like, great, I'm in. And so this is another thing we have to dive into. So Kelsey asked me with no prior experience. She's like, do you want to be my wedding content creator? And I was like, sure.
Which we're going to talk about that because like I cannot think of a more perfect person to be.
She handed me
in
a
that role.
career. She has no
low-key
idea
did.
what she did. And I think like, well, it's when someone is your friend, you don't realize like the cult they have online. Like,
Yes.
the women have come in droves.
She does have a cult.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kelsey's also invited to this. I have this like looming thing that I'm going to be doing with her in a few months. And I did not mention this event at all because we go to a bunch of events.
Yeah.
Like, or like are invited to, not necessarily go. Like a week ahead of time, I guess Jack had like raised a flag to Ariel and Kelsey being like, she hasn't said shit. Like, she's going to flake. Like, we need to do something to make sure that she goes.
And did Jack reach out to your manager initially
Yes.
to like that's where it started is he was like, hey, I want to pull a fast one and propose?
Yeah.
Like, can we stage this? Like, this was he birthed this idea.
He birthed this idea.
That is so iconic.
I know.
Like, he's not like other men.
No, and he's not like he's in some of my videos sometimes, but he's like not in this space.
He's like low-key a star though.
He's so normal.
He is, but he has a charm, a sparkle about him, if you will.
He's like, I think when I never was like, you have to be in my content, but like he's there and
No,
we're
he pops
filming
in.
and he's supportive. But I feel like he's really comfortable on camera now.
So comfortable.
Which is crazy. Andy too. I feel like
Yeah, but like you got to catch him at like the right place, right time. You know, like sometimes he's like, ooh, like he is just shy, but Jack is a star.
I feel like I can always suss out the vibe where it's like the vibe where like he might want to make a video.
Yeah.
We're like, you know what
like
I mean?
like you might be in the mood. Like maybe I should, bring you in.
Yes.
Okay, so he birthed this idea, which is crazy.
Yes, and he reached out to my manager and he was like, I have this idea. What brands like do stuff in New York all the time where it like wouldn't be weird?
And
where,
like she's worked with them. It seemed like organic, you know?
And so Ariel actually reached out to Hero and was like, we have this idea. And they like in 24 hours like made this really convincing graphic.
I cannot believe that they really are real ones for that. They went and they got on Canva and they made a fake event graphic, like an invitation.
What's crazy is the girl who works at Hero and like runs this influencer program is like 3 doors down from me. Like she like lives right there.
She's a Greenpoint girlie? Like us? We're Greenpoint girlies.
Greenpoint girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's right there.
Wow.
So Kelsey's like, I'm going to ask her to get a drink before to talk about like wedding content stuff, which like perfect because we actually did need to talk about it. We had no plan at this phase.
This is so perfect. It's
So
like,
perfect.
it's crazy. Okay, keep going.
And so I'm like hungover. I'd gone to like a live podcast the night before, like gone to like girly swirly night out with my friends and
Toasty.
woke up and I was like, fuck, I have this Hero thing. And I also like was working my normal job and I had to like edit a brand deal and like I was like a little stressy.
Yeah.
Like
You're like, I have some things I need to do today.
Yes. And so I was like, oh shit, like I can't cancel on this because of Kelsey. So I am like laying in bed, like towel time for too long, like playing on my phone. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get ready, throw on whatever. And I have one dress that has flowers on it. And it's this like very palatable white dress from Reformation that I know now my friends were like, Jack, maybe you should take that dress with you because if she wears something she doesn't like you can just whip this out and like she'll throw it on.
And then take like photos, yeah.
Yes, but if he had done that, I would have FaceTimed him and been like, where is this? And like all would have been foiled. So he left the dress and I threw it on. I met up with Kelsey and we had like 3 Aperol spritzes at 2 p.m. And I'm like,
feeling good.
A little turn. I have to order some fries. And she's a prompt bitch. She's like you where like, if you say 12, she's there at 11:50.
She's early.
And so I'm like still eating. And she's like, we have to go. I'm like, okay. Like, first one there, first one out, like, let's go. And I walk up with her and I'm not even looking at my phone. Like, she knows where she's going. Like, she's that bitch. And I see like a bed of roses and like a man holding flowers. And I see proposals all the time.
You do?
I feel like I see proposals
I want
in
to see
person.
them more. I want to see them more.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's some things like, like the big marry me signs.
Yeah. That would be tough.
That'd be tough.
That would have been so tough.
There's more things that I dislike than like when I see proposals.
Correct.
But keep that close to the chest. But so I see like a little setup and I'm like, like someone's getting engaged and it's pretty far away. So like I didn't even like recognize that it was Jack.
Right.
And he's in a different shirt than he was wearing that morning. Like there were so many thoughts here. Like because he works in office on Fridays. So I'm like half asleep hungover and he like kisses
so you
me
think
bye.
he's in the office also?
Oh yeah.
You're like, bye.
Yeah, he's like not home.
Okay.
That's like another layer to this. And so I say to Kelsey, I'm like, oh my God, someone's getting engaged. And like, when you see someone's like face change?
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah, she officially didn't have to lie anymore.
she like could stop lying and like could like
lean in.
let her poker face show. And she's like, you know him.
I'm going to cry.
No, it's really
She said,
sweet.
you know him.
Yeah. And then, but then it's like what do you do? Like she snags my purse. She was on in that moment.
On.
Yeah. And I feel like I underreacted because I was so shocked.
Yeah, you black out kind of.
Yeah. And like, I don't know how people are able to show emotion when they're shocked.
Yeah.
Like some
It's
people
really
like drop
hard.
to the floor and cry, but I was just like, we're on, you know? Like I didn't know what to do. And I wouldn't shut up. I was just like, like we're here now, like just shut up. Like let him propose to you. And it was lovely.
Do you remember what he said? I feel like no one ever remembers.
You know what's so fucked up is he wrote a whole note of things he was going to say, and this man has no digital clutter. Deleted. I was like...
He was like too committed to it being a surprise.
Yeah. Well, everything about this was like in a folder on his phone titled Caroline Insurance, because he like runs my insurance.
I love that.
Love that.
A man of
You gotta
admin.
make it as unsexy as possible.
Yeah.
So he deleted that note, but he said something like to the end of like, I hope we'll be like little kids forever.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Just
we're very
kill me.
immature.
Just kill me.
It was very
I love
sweet.
him. This makes me so happy because you deserve this, but you also, no offense, deserved to be like, you got.
Got.
You
I deserved it.
got
I had it coming.
And I wanted that for you so badly. And I wanted that for Jack so badly. So I'm so happy that he executed on it that way and that you had no idea what was going on. And like also all of the players involved in this deserve
Stepped up.
some
Emmys
sort of
across the
medal.
board.
Like
Yeah.
truly, I am an outsider and I will never forget what they did for you.
It was really, really sweet.
Wow.
And now
Iconic.
we're just engaged. But I want to talk about the post because I think that shows honestly more than the proposal, like how much your partner knows you.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes I see these big parties that people have right after their engagement where like you get engaged, you shove a granola bar and go to the bar and it's like 100 of your best friends. And you're like, "Whoa!"
what the fuck is happening?
But that's for some bitch.
Yeah.
Like that's for some of my best friends. Like that's exactly
Yeah,
their
that's
dream
their vibe.
scenario. And I'm extroverted, but I need prep. I
Yeah.
need prep. So it was really nice. We got a hotel and we went to like a dinner that was like designed to be long, a very long dinner. And it was
where you could just
lovely.
chat about him like keeping a secret from you because that's like the most fun part is like debriefing on the gossip.
Yes.
That led up to it.
And then we saw our families the next day, which was so nice.
Oh my God.
Because I love my family, but I don't need to like run to my dad.
Totally.
Post.
Did you see them like all of that, like both combined families?
Yeah.
After like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
next day? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, which was really nice.
And
We had,
then
like,
you
a
did
little
your
brunch.
engagement party. Like you did it like a month later,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, like a month later.
In the Hamptons. I like want to be invited to that Hamptons
Oh
house.
no, shit is
No, like it's a perfect setup.
fire.
Yeah, you're marrying into like a great real estate situation with
But-
the Utah of it all and Hamptons.
I quarantined at that Hamptons house.
Yes.
I was there for like we had been like seeing each other for like 6 months and like I moved into that house with his family.
And I want to talk about that,
was
okay?
whack.
Because you posted something recently that I was obsessed with. I mean, I'm obsessed with everything you post. You know this. But there's that trend going on right now, and it's like casual things we did before or while dating.
Yes!
And then everyone's like, none. We literally got pregnant 6 months later, and like now we have 7 kids.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
that is not normal. And like I've been thinking that when I see these posts, even though candidly, like Andy and I,
you guys are
you know,
that.
we kind of are that. Like I moved in with him like 6 months after we started dating,
But I
whatever.
think that also comes with like, he's older.
Yeah.
I think when your partner is a little older and like a little more like in that,
Yeah,
in that
you kind
like,
of like
scheme of life, you
kind
match
of
the
catch
energy.
Up. Yeah, you kind of catch up. But you posted and you were like, we did a lot of casual things. Like we were basically seeing each other casually for 6 months. So like
Yeah.
I want to talk about you guys meeting because also I feel a lot of people are in this situation where they meet someone who's their own age and they're like growing up together, which is a beautiful thing.
It can be.
Yes.
It can go either ways. Like I think we just got really lucky where we were both like really comfortable like right off the bat. And like I felt very strongly about him right off the bat, but like I didn't feel that we needed to like
Rush
race and
into
like
things.
I need to lock this in. What if he meets someone or like I need to make this exclusive as soon as possible. Like
Yeah.
we just were exclusive.
And did you meet on Hinge too?
We matched on Hinge and he asked me out and I ghosted like in the app.
Not Caroline ghosting.
That's not shocking. I don't respond. I will ghost for months on end.
I understand.
But well, for me, it was like we're just in this purgatory of Hinge. Like you don't even have my number. Like this is not even real.
Yeah.
And also, I was like texting with other guys. Like you know what I mean. Like I wasn't laser focused on finding someone.
Yeah, you were a little playing the field.
Yeah.
As you should.
Yes, as you should. And ghosted. Never thought about it again. And then 2 weeks later, I saw him at Common Ground. Have you been there?
No.
It's really sticky. Don't go.
No.
Yeah.
But if I were like 8 years like ago, like I would be at
Yes.
Common Ground
Right.
from dusk till dawn.
very
Yeah.
much like I don't even know if it's still hip, but it was very post grad, and we were very post grad. This was in like 2019, like in like February. So I saw him there, and I recognized him, and I was like, he's so cute, and I'm a bitch.
And you were like,
And I was like,
did you know that you knew him from Hinge?
Yes, and actually, he didn't recognize me, but he like just like went along with it.
We love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yes,
like,
that's how we met.
Don't tell me that you like don't know. You know,
Yes.
just go along with the vibes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think if I was more sure about my intentions when I met him, I might have approached it differently. But my intentions were purely to casually date.
Yeah. Because
And
you
I
had
think-
just gone out of were you in a
Yeah.
relationship before that?
Yeah, I was dating someone in college super seriously. Something about me, a little bit of a serial dater.
I kind of
A
love
little
it
bit of a
though.
boyfriend
Like
girl.
you're a lover.
I'm a lover, and I feel like I've just been really like lucky and have had
Yeah.
like made really deep connections young.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to friends and they were like, "Oh, I've only told like 2 people I love them," and I'm like, "Ooh,
I've told everyone I love them.
everyone,
Everyone.
And I meant it. I meant
Yeah,
it with
I
my
meant
full
it.
chest every time. But then it begs the question. It's like, well, what makes this different than X, Y, and Z?
Yeah, but like love and like are so different. And being in love and loving someone
So
are
real.
also so different. And I feel like in order for it to really go the distance, you have to be in love them, and like them. And that's a hard trio.
And
to-
like yourself.
Yeah. And like love and be in love with yourself. So
Yeah.
you have to really like check all of those boxes. So
Yeah.
that's
I don't
think
even know
what-
that I was like self-actualized when I met Jack though. Like I think I was like very much like a speck of dust in the wind.
But the thing is, people are always like, you have to like be fully healed before you meet the right person.
So dumb.
And I don't agree with that. Like, I don't agree with that at all.
So long as you don't expect them to heal you.
Yeah.
Like-
you can't get that from someone else. Like someone can only like help you and like nourish you and be supportive of you, but they can't do the work for you. But you can do the work alongside of someone else who is like cheering you on and comfortable with you like fighting your demons while you guys grow as a couple.
Yeah, so long as it's like no pointing fingers. Like
Yes.
like you did this and you were this way. Like even though it maybe you are bringing the issues in the relationship, your partner needs to view it as a we.
Yeah, it
Like-
is the two of you versus the problem, not like
Yeah.
one of you versus the other. You know what I mean? You're on the same team.
Yeah, and I think in other relationships I've been in, I was pointing a finger or they were. You know what I mean? I'd never felt that kind of like partnership and like teammate
Yeah.
in a relationship before.
Yeah. It's hard to do when you're young.
Yeah.
Like super young.
And like really fucking annoying.
Which is why I think it's so beautiful that you guys like are the same age, you met, like you casually dated, and like that's what most people need to do.
I know. Yeah. Well, it's even like, I feel like I see a lot of this stuff and I'm like, this is
It's not realistic.
bombing.
Yeah, a lot of it's love bombing, and a lot of it's not realistic.
Like if someone's so sure about you right off the bat, they don't even know you.
Yeah.
Like it does take a little bit. Like you can
For
meet
sure.
someone and love their vibe and think they're amazing and like want to be with them all the time, but like date 2, they shouldn't be like, you're the one, this is it.
No, that's kind of a red flag. But
I
that
agree.
was me. Like that totally was me. I did mean it, but like that was for sure me.
Did you say it?
Yes, Andy. Well, not like second date, but like a month and a half, 2 months in, I was like, I love you. I want to be with you forever. Bye.
Aww.
Andy was a little bit more of like a slower burn. Like he had been
gives
like
cautious
kind of
vibes.
like burned in the past by girls he had been with, and like he was just like trying to feel it out, but definitely was moving faster than he had in the past. But he's more logical. Like he is the head and I am the heart in our relationship. You know what I mean?
Same, yeah.
Like logic, don't know her.
Yes, but I've been in 2 heart relationships and they're fucking chaotic.
Really chaotic.
I was dating someone in college who has very similar energy to me. And like
I can't imagine.
he's very outgoing, loves to be out and about, and it was nuts. It was a lot going on. I thought that's what I wanted. Like I thought I wanted my energy matched, and it's like twin flames, like that kind of stuff. And it's like, no, I need grounding.
Yeah, you need grounding, you need peace, like
Yeah.
still calmness, and you also do need like a voice of reason.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we also need someone who's gonna like let us be us. And like I think
Yeah.
that reigns true for everyone, but also like someone that's comfortable with us, being the talent.
Yeah, cool. Being the talent.
I like always walk into the house, I'm like, I'm the talent. Like I don't need to know like what the tax, like figure
No.
it out. Like
well, some people really want to be involved in that.
yeah.
And I think
couldn't
it's
be
super
me.
empowering when you want to. I just have no like of course I want to know.
I want to know.
I don't need to be owning it.
I don't need to own it. Correct.
Yes.
Like we recently got a financial advisor. Well, it was Andy's financial advisor before, and now I've inherited it. And like they do like these calls every month, and I'm like, I'm gonna pop in for 10 minutes, and like this is so sweet. And I'm
Yes.
always gassing up the financial advisor. I'm like, you are so slay
Yeah.
with this data. Like this is an incredible deck. I know how long this took you. I have to go like make a TikTok right now. You know what I mean?
Right. Wait,
And he understands.
you know Jen Lauren, obviously Jen Davis.
Yes, I love her.
She's the best. So she does these videos on YouTube monthly where she has like a Notion template and she kind of like screen shares with you. Like she's like in the bottom corner, like clicking and talking, but it's like talking about like her financial planning, her monthly goals. She kind of SMART goals herself like every month.
She is
Oh,
she
yeah.
a Virgo? Because I don't
know.
know, but she is on it. She's
Yeah.
the reason we're in the studio
I
right
know.
now. I went to lunch with her. I was like, I need you to just like
Yeah.
baby talk me through how to figure out this fucking podcast.
Yeah.
And she was like, you need to go here.
She's such a boss. And like those videos that she makes are my favorite thing because
I
it's
need to
like
watch them.
they're really inspiring.
I need to become a YouTube kid.
I
You're
love
the only
it.
YouTube I've ever watched.
Oh, and I'm behind.
And I put you on my big screen, and I get why
Isn't
people
it the craziest thing?
I get why people watch YouTube. I don't know if I have like the full attention span for it.
You don't need to be like locked in for YouTube. Like I feel like it's like if I'm home alone and I'm eating dinner and like I almost want to have like mindless conversation with a friend.
Yes.
I just throw it up and like I vibe with one of my girls.
That's what I do with podcasts, but
Yeah.
like I'm missing out on the video component. So new goal, become a
Yeah.
YouTube kid.
I actually love watching podcasts on video. I don't know if that's unpopular.
No, I think that's a thing because my manager was like, you need to make a YouTube for this.
Well, because
this
it's
whole
almost like
thing.
I feel like you can't have a podcast now without the fucking clips.
No, it's really scary.
I know.
And it's expensive because like, who's not editing that? Me.
You know who edits them? Jen.
I know.
Yeah.
She's
She-
also too expensive for me.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Can't afford
Jen.
her.
I was like, I love you so much. Can't afford you right now, but like can't wait to circle
Yeah.
back,
Because that's honestly how I find a lot of podcasts I like.
Yeah.
Like through those clips and stuff. Like
Yeah.
Ride with Mary Beth Barone and Benito Skinner.
I'm obsessed with them. Those are two people where if I saw them on the street, like I would fangirl.
I saw him at Glaze once. You know that? Like
Glazed teriyaki? Wait, I always order from there. That is so fucking
it's
random.
really good.
What on
I was
earth
there
was
in,
he doing there?
I was there in
In
2021.
Williamsburg?
Because my old office used to be like near Glaze, and so me and my coworkers were there, and I lost my mind. I love
Wait,
him.
does he live in Brooklyn?
I don't know that. I think he's in LA now. Like I think he's like
That
he's
makes
a
me
he's
sad.
a big star.
I
but
always get sad when people convert to
yeah.
LA.
Well, it's like I feel like when you move out to LA, it's like American Idol. Like you made it.
It is.
There's no part of me that wants to be in LA.
I would move to Oklahoma before I moved to Los Angeles. Yeah.
Crying.
It's not for me. Like, it's not for me even a little bit. The driving, the people, like, I mean, some of my best friends live in LA,
Same.
but like the sea, and it's too much smoke. And I don't want that smoke.
Yeah.
You know?
It's very different from New York. I would say, what's the saying that people say? It's like New Yorkers aren't nice, but they're kind.
In New York, fuck you means I love you. And in LA, I love you means fuck you. True.
Yeah.
Facts.
Every time I go there.
Okay, so I want to talk about your wedding planning era, because if there is something that like I find passion in shit talking and just like commiserating on, it is like the wedding industry.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's so much fun.
Right.
And it is only something that you will do once. And I wish that I like stressed a lot less. So let's just start off, like, how are you doing? Bride wellness check. I always text my friends, I'm like, bride wellness check.
Hasn't even fucking begun. Like, because we went to, so Jack's family splits the year between New York and Park City, Utah.
Obsessed.
Don't cry for me. But so beautiful there. And it's just like, it's just gorgeous. Like, it's fake. It's a green screen. And like, we've always kind of romanticized, like, what if like we just had a weekend?
And you're like a ranch girl. Like, I want you in a cowboy hat. I want you with like some boots and like a bohemian.
But it's a fine line.
It is.
Like, you can't throw a barn dance. Like, it needs to have like Western influences. Also, okay,
Western influence, correct.
I went to Indiana and every fucking date party was a barn dance. Like, my cowboy boots were
what
always at the ready.
That's not what I would expect.
It was an interesting time.
Yeah. I use fun.
It was very fun.
I visited twice, don't remember.
They're low-key like an influencer mill. Like, there's so many people that I meet now. I'm like,
I feel like all of the
Cheyenne went to Indiana.
I feel like all of the what?
I
did not see that.
She's a lot younger.
Literally the most gorgeous person I've ever seen in my life.
I know.
Like, how is she not on an actual runway?
I know.
Okay.
She just looks like that.
So you toured venues.
We toured venues.
You banged a lot out.
We were there 7 venues in 5 days.
It's insane.
There's a lot going on. It was a full-time job. Like, we were like headset. Like, we were ready to go.
You had a clipboard. That's how I imagine you.
Yes. And I was like, because I know I'm very decisive. And like, Jack is very nice, where it's like, if we go see a venue and I don't like the carpet and I'm not getting the vibes, I'm not wasting an hour of this person's time being like, how much is it? Like, whereas he's like, what's the capacity?
Like
he's
I don't
just
need
like,
all
so
of the
sweet.
dollars and cents and the full pitch if like I know it's a no.
But sometimes there's a lot of venues on the mountain in Park City, and super desirable. A lot of people get married at these places because the views are like
incredible,
insane. But then you go inside and it's a ski lodge. It's 2 p.m. chilly. Like, it's like really, yeah. And it's like, I can't. I don't want to have to drape the entire place.
So that's what I feel like is important to you, is like the vibe of the room.
Yeah.
And it is true, because it is annoying to like have to gut the whole place, bring everything from scratch. Like, you have to fully fix and flip a venue on top of paying for the venue. And they're already fucking expensive.
And like, it just like, I've been humbled in these past few weeks. Shit adds up so quick. And even also, there's planners that like you look at and you're like, amazing. You go on their website, budget minimums. They won't even look your way if you're below, I'm going to say it, $150K.
Yeah.
Which is like, what the fuck?
No, I know.
Yeah.
It's a jump scare.
Well, it's like, I didn't know that we needed to set the bar so high to begin, which we don't. There's no one way to do it.
No.
But I also need to be realistic with myself of like, are you going to buy a Cricut? And like, I'm sorry, I just burped. Like, are you doing that shit? Like, I haven't had the budget conversation. We don't have one established yet, and I'm dreading.
No, it's the worst part. And like, sometimes like you have to kind of like gaslight yourself and the parties involved, like depending on your situation. Like, I skirted around the budget conversation for a while, and I would just be like, okay, we just need like deposit for like this, and this.
But what's the total?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I gotta be real, like depending on your situation, like a lot of times the budget changes, you know?
Hate
like
that.
And you just kind of have to like,
I hate surprise fees.
Surprise fees are the worst.
Just like, I just need to know, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like when people like for instance, like my friend has a wedding coming up at your venue.
Oh, Wave Hill.
And like people have been like, oh, by the way, like in these last few weeks, and she's like, I don't fucking think so. And like she stood up for herself, and like
good.
It's been fine.
Because I didn't have like the like internal. I had my wedding planner too. Are you gonna get a wedding planner?
I think so, just because it's destination. And also, a lot of this shocked me. A lot of venues were like, you cannot
come
book
here without it.
if you do not have a planner. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's getting elitist.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's getting elitist, but it's also because they're like, we know you're like normal people with like normal jobs, and like
Yeah.
we don't want this to be they do it to like
Protect themselves.
yes, to protect themselves and to like make sure that the whole thing is set up for success. But at the same time, it's like, okay, so just add an extra like $20,000 or whatever, $10,000 onto my fucking budget. Like,
Yeah.
but I promise you, a wedding planner, especially with
It's gonna
like
bring me
a
peace.
schedule like you have, like you are doing all of the things, it will bring you peace.
Yeah.
To have someone else fight your battles.
I know it's going to happen. I'm just like dreading the dotted line.
The dotted line
Yeah.
is a tough pill to swallow. But at the same time, like a good wedding planner will also keep your budget top of mind. And like will know it from the beginning and not push you. And like you can just be like, look, like this is the budget.
Yeah, this is the max.
There is not wiggle room here. This is the number I fought for, you know?
I saw something the other day where someone worked with a wedding planner who was like more emerging and I think was not honest that it was her first wedding.
Yeah.
And like went completely over budget and they're suing her. Which is like,
yeah.
Could you imagine like you sign a contract where it's like, and then after your wedding day, it's not
No.
the fee you aligned on? Like that's horrifying.
That's not ethical at all in any way.
I know,
So,
but even so, but if you're not, like, it's really hard to like emerge. Like, how do you even like? It's almost like getting your first job out of college. Like, how do you even begin?
I feel like you have to like assist.
Yeah.
I should have my wedding planner on this podcast. I
You
love her.
should.
She's such an icon.
I feel like she's booked and busy since your
She
fucking
is booked
wedding.
and busy. I could not afford her now if I
Who is it?
wanted her. Her name's Veronica Joy Events. But her name's
I
Veronica
saw
Paulson.
her the other day. Who did she just work with? I just saw like an influencer wedding with her.
Wait, really? Oh my God, I need to do like a deep
look it
stock
up.
on her. She is very busy, but she worked in events before, like corporate events.
Yeah.
And then she was like planning weddings on the side. And then like
That's how it begins.
when we worked together, like she had just quit her job like the day before.
That's trust.
That is trust.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love her, but again, could not afford her now. But I do 10 out of 10 recommend a wedding planner, and I think it will bring you peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if I can't be like boots on the ground there.
No.
It's
You need a local. You need local.
I need a
folk.
local girlie. It's
Yeah.
interesting. I went to Utah has all these like batshit laws about alcohol, which is another hurdle here. Which
Tell me more.
You have to think about. You can't and fact check me on this. I'm 90% sure that all liquor stores are closed on Sundays out there because it is the Lord's Day. CC,
That would make sense.
Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would make sense. I mean, you could have a soda bar. That would be perfect.
I've been thinking about like a little swig, like post vibe. Oh,
I would
have you had a dirty soda?
No.
We need to go. There's one place.
I
in South
heard
Street
there's a place.
Seaport.
No, someone just told me
I'm
about this
dying
yesterday.
for
My
it.
trainer, because
But you don't like DC.
I don't like DC. I think
You got canceled for a day.
I got canceled for it. I just ignored the hate because like I'm living my truth.
You know your truth.
I just think Diet Coke tastes like chemicals. And I also, someone tagged me in a video, is like this comedian saying all Diet Coke drinkers are deeply broken people.
We are broken. But
And
we
I actually
need
think
DC.
that like most DC drinkers would admit to that.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
But like you go there and you get like my order, if you must know.
Tell me.
It's called The Founder at Swig. Oh, I know. Like what does it mean? It's a large DC with lime flavoring, coconut cream, fresh lime. It's divine.
How is the cream like in the soda? Is it like root beer float-esque? That's how I imagine it to be.
No, it's not like because it's vegan.
subtle?
Like it's coconut cream. So it's almost like if you put like coconut creamer in a coffee.
Okay, that's our next date.
Yeah.
That's our next date.
It's fascinating.
All right.
But really good. But yeah, that'd be a fun little
That would be, you should
Post
do a-
treat.
You should do like a partnership.
yeah. Swig doesn't give a fuck about me. They
might.
They've
They don't
They're
know who's
cuff
they don't
running.
know who's coming through Utah.
Utah's an influencer mill.
It is actually crazy.
Yeah.
Like I need to go to Utah to get my hair extensions done. Like
You need to go
like,
do what's up?
I,
I'm in Jessie.
I feel like
on
they're
that show?
they're the hub of extensions.
It's just a fascinating culture, and I'm so happy
is.
because I feel like I talk about it amongst my friends, and they're like, "What do you mean?" But now that this show has come out,
It's
people,
mainstream.
People get it.
The
now.
lore is now mainstream.
yes,
Yeah.
But with the alcohol, there is literally one alcohol vendor that everyone works with because
monopoly.
They don't trust anyone else.
A monopoly.
Top Shelf in Park City, Utah, is running that state. Yeah.
Holy fuck.
You can't order a shot. You can order vodka neat. You can't get a double. What? There's a lot going on.
Okay, so there's restrictions. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You guys will get blacked out.
Yeah, I'm
Everything's
not
gonna be okay. I've even if you have to like black market some alcohol, like I feel like it will get figured out.
They will find this podcast. Like
They
it's
will.
so
No,
they're really deranged.
They're
yeah.
dedicated to their laws and their rules. So you haven't found a venue yet? Or
No,
like,
we toured 7 liked 3, and I feel like we're down to like our top 2. One issue, and let me know what you think about this. One of the venues closes at 10 p.m.
So what would you do?
You shuttle people. There's so many shuttles involved. Everything is a shuttle. You shuttle people to like Main Street, and you have like an after party there.
Okay.
Initial thoughts.
Okay, initial thoughts. I kind of love it.
You
which
do?
I feel like you might not expect from me.
Yeah.
Here's why. I actually went to a wedding this weekend where at 10:30, the party moved to the after party room of the venue, okay? And that's when like the party really started. Like, so the band went till 10:30 and then we all moved downstairs and there was like a DJ setup, smoke machines, bar, after party bites.
In the same building though.
In the same building though, which is, more convenient, but
Vibe shift. And what I like about this is you kind of like weed out like, we love family. Okay. Yes.
We love family friends.
Also, I love children. Like I want children in abundance at my wedding.
So I think there's like, you're creating space for that kind of like wholesome wedding, the speeches, like the first dance, like all of that like wholesome like hug activity.
Yeah.
And then you literally could makeshift, like bring the people that you want, because people will come probably, but they won't like stay for a long time. And then you can kind of capitalize on an after party space and like actually go balls to the walls in a completely separate space, in a completely separate outfit if you want to, with completely separate people.
I know you were a second dress kind of girly.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's more common than just wearing one dress the whole night?
I actually do think it's more common to do like 2 dresses. I know some people that do 4 dresses. I have a friend who's getting married in a few weeks and she's going to wear 4 dresses and she's going to slay the house down. And she's like, I'm a fucking bride. I am the center of attention and like that is my role and everyone will know it. And I love that for her. I loved having a second dress because
it was so iconic, and also it's like variety of photos.
Variety.
Like it's just like
and it was just like it was fun, but I didn't find that dress until like 3 weeks before.
Like you were fully planning on just wearing your same dress.
I was like banking on. I was definitely going to change for the Mirage because like I'm not going to wear a wedding gown to the Brooklyn Mirage.
But it would have been historic.
It would have been historic.
Yes.
But it just like it wasn't possible. But also it rained the whole day of my wedding. So by the end of my wedding ceremony, my dress was actually black.
The best advice I got from, I've been like shopping and like flirting with planners, and one woman said to me, she was like, with venues, choose the rain plan you hate the least.
This was something I was going to bring up to you. Okay. I feel like Utah, does it rain a lot there?
Well, mountains are like a little bit, it's almost like Miami where it could like turn into like a drop of a hat.
Yeah,
because
it's like a timing thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's possible.
I never even considered my rain plan. I mean, I didn't hate Wave Hill's rain plan at all, but like in my mind, I was just like, I've been through enough shit in life. It's not going to rain on my wedding day.
To me.
It's not going to happen to me. That's just not the way, that's not how I see it going. Like, it's just not. But it did.
It did.
And so
it was misty though. Like it wasn't, was it like downpour?
So it was like the whole day it was downpour.
Oh.
It was downpour. Like even during the wedding at one point for like a minute and 30 seconds, the power went out because it was raining so hard. So definitely keep the rain plan in consideration. Yes. Yes. Because it does happen. But I don't think it'll happen to you.
No, we'll see. But
I don't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so, okay, one of the venues closes at 10.
One of the venues closes at 10. And at that venue, we wouldn't, I'm like trying to like figure out, it's so hard to explain without photos.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's not enough room in the building that has dancing for everyone to sit down for a dinner, which is totally fine.
Okay.
We can also, a lot of my family is Southern, and like buffet weddings are standard in the South. I went to my first
I love a buffet.
sit down wedding like a year ago, and I was like,
I love a buffet.
We're just here.
Also, Wave Hill, we had to do dinner and dancing in separate rooms as well. Yeah. And it didn't, I was worried about it. It didn't impact the vibe.
When did you have like your entrance? You have to eat.
So we ate. We went like from like cocktail hour right into the reception space to the like dinner room, and it was like long tables. And then we ate. We had a full sit down dinner. Like did the speeches and everything in there, and then I went up and changed, and then like
that's when it begins.
Like the room switched. Like everyone went into the other room, and then like we came down and did an entrance. But we didn't do like a first dance or like dances or anything. So it wasn't.
Oh yeah, you had a last dance.
Yeah,
I love that.
And we didn't do like the mother of the groom whole thing, like father of the bride thing.
Jack's family is gonna want all the traditions.
Honestly, I love the dances. Like,
I love watching them. I don't know that I want to be a part of them.
Totally. I do what's best for you.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing with weddings. And like, you really have to just do what's best for you.
I know, it's so cliche, but it's like, What are you gonna
It's
do?
the easiest, most simple advice that if you actually follow, it's like the most likely to make you the happiest on your wedding day because you didn't do a bunch of shit that other people wanted you to do. Yeah.
I'm trying to keep that in mind. It's really hard, I think, with like social media. I think even like deciding on a vibe and like constantly seeing shit. I'm like, I could be her. I could be her.
Yes. There's a lot of options. I was convinced. I was like, she is going to have a Bridgerton wedding.
I know, it's
Like,
so mean.
you are a woman of period pieces. Like,
I really love royals.
It's so cute. I was convinced you were going to have like a Love Shack Fancy-esque, like, Bridgerton wedding.
But it's like, I want to blend all of the things that I love. Like, I love like green, wide open spaces, like rustic, but I also love like castles.
Yes.
So it's like,
Yeah.
But I also have to think about who are me and Jack as a couple.
Right.
It's not Barbie's dream house. No, but it's like,
Yeah.
he actually has more stake in the game than I thought he would. He has a lot of opinions and like was very much like
I love
an
that.
asset at every place. He was like, hate that, love that. I'm like, ooh,
He had
like
questions. He had an opinion. He had a
Yes.
point of view.
which I can appreciate because there's so many. I hate the jokes where it's like, I
just showed up.
here. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a partner.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
again, some people just want to, like, I have friends who live for this, are design
Yeah.
queens, and like don't want their fiancés touching
Yeah.
this with a 10-foot pole. Like, I do want support.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to think about it more of like our vibe, not just my vibe.
Totally.
And like, when I think about, there will be some like Bridgerton royal like nod, like if
Elements,
elements, but I don't think we as a couple are royals.
Yeah. Totally. You are self-aware.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You are too. I feel like we're both very
It's like painful sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of wish I could just be like
a little more blissful. Yeah.
delusional. Like, I'm delusional, but like not in actuality. You
I
know?
want to ask, how like involved was Andy? Like, how much was he?
So Andy and I were like both not super involved, like, which is kind of the reason that we got like a full service wedding planner.
Yeah.
We had like a first meeting with her. We were like, disco balls, colors. I like presented that to Andy.
Disco
I'm like,
balls, colors, EDM.
EDM, yes. And I was like, this is like the curated vibe we want, because I showed that to Andy, who's like, yes, perfect, amazing,
I love
gorgeous.
it.
And like we didn't tour a bunch of venues. Like, we just really, went to one place in Lake George and then Wade
Yeah.
Hill.
Where's Lake George?
Like far. Like
Is it
too
New
far.
York? Like upstate?
Yeah, it's like 4 hours.
Different.
It was far. And something like in my gut told me it wasn't right. And then like we pivoted.
Yeah.
And my wedding planner recommended Wave Hill. But so we just kind of like handed her that. I like made a Pinterest board. I'm like, colorful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like vibes, mushrooms. Like, that's fun.
Wait, I want to bring up your DJ because
He's the best.
oh my, okay, so definitely not my vibe. Like,
Yeah.
I love EDM, but not like you guys do.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. Well, like, I can really appreciate when someone is as organized as you and like lists out all the fucking vendors like right there.
I like made myself to it.
So my friend who just got married upstate, she she was like looking at like people she followed and like got on a call with 305 Bananas.
We love Boz. We love Boz.
And she was like, I was so confused. Like, it was all techno. I'm like,
Yes.
I don't think you follow Kelly closely enough.
But you know what? He can adapt to like whatever your vibe is, you
Yes.
know? Like, he did one of my friends' weddings recently and I was there. And like, he just he goes with whatever it is that you want, you know?
I went to a wedding recently where the DJ played a bunch of shit on their no playlist.
That's so fucked up.
It was so
That is like
fucked.
a wild betrayal. Like,
Yeah.
I would have literally cut the cords
They
and
were
been like,
like,
give me the aux.
They were way too chill about it. Like, if it was me, I would have been like, hey,
No.
yeah.
That's absolutely unacceptable.
And also, my friends are a little more aggressive. And I feel like my friends are probably a lot like your friends, where like, if it was my wedding and they heard a lick of Bruno Mars, they're fucking stomping up there and they're like beating
100%.
beating that
Like,
booth in.
confrontational.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But I was a little more peripheral at this wedding, so like it wasn't appropriate for me to be
For
the
you
one.
to get involved.
Yes.
Yeah. But if it were your bestie, you'd
Yes,
be like,
of course.
You would be like,
I'd be like,
pull,
where's hot to go?
you'd be pulling him for a chat. Yes.
Yes.
So ultimately, I just feel like the important elements of a wedding are like the flow, food, like make sure people are fed, that they have alcohol, and like the music. Like, everything else is kind of just like, those are the parts that you like don't necessarily fully remember, you know?
The flow part of it is really important because I think at these top 2 venues of ours, it's going to be buffet, which is totally fine and
I love
amazing.
buffet.
But I worry about the flow getting choppy with the buffet, or like the dance floor never being full because people are like, I'm going to go get a little snacky poo. And so the flow, it needs to be very intentional, where it's like ceremony, cocktail, first dance, stations open.
Yes, get your food.
Get your food.
Then when you sit down, speeches start. That's
Right.
what gets asses in seats.
Yes, but there's not going to be enough seats for everyone. That's the tea.
Okay.
So it's like, I'm happy to stand like with my little chicken tender while my grandma Gilda sits. It's just like, not everyone's going to be able to sit at once purely due to capacity. And
What is your like guest count going to be?
at this phase, 225,
Okay.
inviting,
Yeah.
hoping those sweethearts say no, 25,
Fingers
and we can get
crossed.
to 200. But I was talking to Jack about it, and I was like, maybe we can like make some cuts. He's like, not one person on this list can go. I'm like, you are so real.
He's
You're-
so real for that. I was so cutthroat.
But he has so many fucking friends, like way more than I.
You guys are, you're social beings. So so is the other venue like okay with capacity? Like it wouldn't be an issue?
They're both okay with capacity, but the sit down dinner at one place would have to be in a tent outside of the dancing area. This is also the 10 p.m. one.
Mm-hmm.
The second one does not allow a tent on the premise. They have a lot of fucking rules at these
rules, yeah.
places. So it would be buffets only, but they're open till 11.
Okay. But is that the one where there's not enough seats?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We'll see. I'll show you pics.
Yeah, just
But-
honestly, pull out of a hat.
I know.
Pull out of a fucking hat, and
I know.
you'll figure it out. And like you'll be shocked. Like more people won't come than you thought,
Great.
which is amazing. Like
Epic. But
I
even
literally
so-
was like, please don't come.
Even if I wanted to get married in 2025, I don't have a free fucking weekend. And because this is the flow.
Wait, so are
I'm-
you 2026?
Yeah.
What's the like goal?
Yeah. Ideally
month?
like September 26th.
Obsessed.
Not September 26th.
Yes,
September
but
26th.
Yes.
But you know, it's something, there's a change in the tides when one of your friends gets engaged, where everyone's like, oh, we're allowed to do that? Like, me too.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's like kind of a domino effect. And I don't have a free weekend in 25.
Yeah.
In like spring, summer.
Yeah, it's
to get
kind of
married.
sick and twisted. Like
Yeah.
I have a wedding. I had a wedding last weekend, this weekend, and next weekend.
Yes. And it's like, it's the time of my life, but I was like, I don't want to like sandwich my wedding between two of my best friends' weddings.
No, like I don't want to
where-
be fit in
Right. Like, and also I want to bring the energy for them. I don't want to be worried about like
my wedding.
Like,
yeah,
I don't want to be bloated. I'm going to drink at their wedding.
right.
So it's like,
Yeah,
you gotta
Yeah.
schedule it out.
yeah. Well, it's gonna be great. I'm really excited to like follow along like as the journey unfolds.
And this is like, I feel like this has been such a good conversation for me because I've been like, well, it's like, you don't want to annoy your friends about this so much.
I know.
It's,
Yeah,
you know, like you can, you know, when you're having a conversation, you can feel someone like drifting. I'm
Drifting
like,
off.
okay, they don't want to talk about weddings
you
right
can
now.
annoy me, whatever. This is
you.
like a topic I'm so passionate about because I didn't have any friends who were like had been
Yeah, you
married.
were the
or-
first
yeah.
one. That's hard.
It
I
was
don't wish that
hard.
on my
I was
enemy.
just like, what is normal? What is not? You know?
Yeah, and also it's like you're the first bitch who had to make cuts.
I had to make cuts,
That's like, and people remember.
and I was cutthroat. Like I was like,
how big was your wedding?
we invited 180 because that was the max capacity, and like 145 came.
Yeah.
It was
Oh, but it's like when people start to say no, it's like you feel like am I really
Relief.
going to give you this last? It's like if they weren't on the first wave, they probably shouldn't have been there anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like it's really not worth handing them out like t-shirt gun in the street
yeah.
like the last minute.
There's like a few people that we ended up like adding on like late in the game once people started saying no, but at the end of the day, like we were not like trying to like fill seats.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my nightmare.
Scary. I was like, perfect. Like the smaller, the better.
Yes.
Because it's a lot.
And we'll talk about wedding content, but I just did a wedding at, what's really cool with wedding content creation is
Which
like,
let's pivot to this because like
Yes.
I love this journey for you, and I cannot think of a more perfect person to be like a content creator at a wedding for a bride and obviously groom, but they're just along
yeah,
for
they're
the
not
ride.
even there. But
How did this happen?
well, Kelsey just asked me really casually. I think, well, it's like, no one needs this. This is not a need. If you're like already balling out on like photographer, videographer, this is the first thing that can go.
Right.
Because I think you literally posted this. Like you will have your couple runneth with content. Your friends are going to be all over you. If you want to be a little more intentional about it, or like if you're a content creator, if you really enjoy just like, if you're that friend in your friend group who's always taking pictures and like loves to have the memories, it is so freaking nice to feel like
Yeah, you have someone who's on it.
Someone
'Cause,
who's
like,
on
you
it.
were good.
Well,
at
I was like-
Kelsey's.
I was like-
you were everywhere.
Oh my God, I was like multiple phones, like multiple like chargers. It was also, it's like Kelsey's a content creator and we had shit to do.
Yeah.
We like, also we had like, it was so fun for us. Like she's so creative and like we loved like brainstorming. We're like, let's do this here. Let's do this here. And like,
And she was a bride.
oh yeah.
She had a vision.
She also, no planner. She planned at all.
That's-
like, she's such a boss. And
That
like,
is such a special breed of human.
right. And like, I just don't have vision like that. I really don't. Like I don't look at florals being like, great, this would look amazing with no.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know.
yeah.
But she really enjoyed it. I think she was also it was her baby in that way.
Yep.
Because she planned everything. So like I think she was really excited to
Like we need to capitalize on this moment.
and just like have as much content of it as possible because like it was her love child. It was her life for a year.
Yeah.
She planned it all herself and like every detail was important to her and like everything she was so excited about.
And you have such a special eye. Like, I'm so glad. It's like almost like she talent scouted you. Like,
Literally.
Like, you know, like the kids who like were found at the mall who like, who became models. Like, that is what Kelsey did for you because like you have such an eye. You're always on top of the trends. Also, like, again, you are like the influencer marketing encyclopedia. You know all of the things. You just see things differently in that way. And you are the perfect person for it. So like,
was awesome.
Like now you're doing weddings?
Yeah. I mean, well, also another piece of this is Kelsey is very comfortable on camera. It is a lot, and you can attest to this, where it's like to have a camera on you all day, photo, video, and then like another bitch with an iPhone, like it's a lot. And like to hire someone, you have to be like, I'm going to be stalked. And I'm going to have to look candid. I'm going to ignore them, but you're going to be so in the moment anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, but like I wouldn't say it's for everyone.
Yes.
You know,
I would
like,
agree.
I try to be as subtle as possible and like never gonna like get too close, but it is a lot.
Yeah. But I think it's possible to like still be present while like people have done it, you know? For me, like I'm the girl who's like always on my phone and I'm like always like my friends like and my family like are not like that. So for me, the reason I didn't is because like it was the one day where I wanted to be like, I haven't.
Fuck my phone, yeah.
Fuck everything. But like if it were now, I probably would have gotten one.
Well, even like a lot of people want to have no phone ceremonies. And I feel so strongly about this because I get really sad when I see these like stunning professional photos and like insane setups and all you see is iPhones in the air. And people can't help themselves.
No,
this is me at a wedding too.
I wish I did that. And I did. I had my officiant say it, but I didn't
and
put
people
like a
don't
sign
listen.
or anything. And they don't listen.
They don't listen. And so with her wedding, they announced it. They're like, hey, like there's a content creator here who's going to be capturing like stuff on iPhone. Like, please do hold off. Like you'll have
your
more.
fucking phone away.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like everyone wants to put like
I know.
their friend with the dip kiss on their Instagram story. We can't help it.
We can't help ourselves. We're so sick.
But of course people still did it. But I think that announcement really did like help like alleviate it. Like I feel like everything I got, no one's like this. Everyone's just like in the back, like
clapping
cheering, crying.
in the moment.
Yeah.
That makes
really
me so
beautiful.
happy. Okay, we'll hire you for your content creation. Like, are you doing like just like New York?
I'm traveling. Because it's like every wedding
You're
now,
down to travel.
I'm down to travel. Well,
She's down to travel.
I'm destination baby. Well, because every wedding is a destination for someone. Like unless everyone you've known
Is in the same spot.
which no one is. Like
It's
everyone's
not possible.
life story is all over the place. And so I just had a wedding actually in Brooklyn, which was amazing. It was, listen how sweet this is. It was a morning wedding. And I asked her, I'm like, why morning? Like, was it available during that time? She goes, I wanted to spend as much of my day with him as possible.
That's really wholesome. Wow. What a special human.
Because there's so much, when you really think about the schedule of a wedding day, so much waiting around.
So much. Around.
And she was like, let's cut to the meat. I don't need 4 hours to get ready.
I want to see my man.
Yeah. And so they partied the whole day. They had
Wait, that's so fun.
so fun. They
She's
had like
different.
It's like a darty. You know what I mean? Where they like
a darty.
Yes. Like
a darty wedding.
Warty. We'll workshop it.
What a genius.
Genius. And it was the ceremony, lunch, dancing, and then they took pictures. They didn't do a first look. They took pictures at Domino Park after. While people transitioned to the after party at like a bar, got their pictures out of the way after like a few drinks and met everyone. Like the party didn't end. It was an all day affair.
I'm obsessed with her.
Uh-huh.
You've been very open, which I love, about going the lab grown route for your engagement ring, which I feel is so important because so many people are going broke trying to get an engagement ring.
It's so not worth it.
It's so not worth it.
It's so not worth it. And like, I think a lot of people know more about diamonds and like are really excited and keen about like the make and the model and the story and like where it comes
and
from
the cut and like the whatever
and
the
like
dimensions.
I had an incredible jeweler, Natalie Dorfman at Howard Angle, and I knew going into the process that I wanted lab because also it's like you gotta step back. Like me and Jack are the same age.
Yeah.
He's not this like, he does great, but he's not this like big shot finance guy.
Diamonds are
Money's no
stupid
object.
expensive.
I would have felt so uncomfortable if he was like going broke to get this ring for
it's
me.
Like, do you want a house or do you want...
We want a house.
You know?
We don't like, yeah. And it's also, I knew I wanted a fatty. So it's like, the only way I could get a fatty was with Lab. Therefore, we go Lab.
I'm so happy that you've been like just like open and honest about it because some people are so weird about it.
For why?
And for what? You know?
I have gotten some weird DMs where people who don't follow me will DM me, no context, no hey, whatever happened to hello, my name is.
They forgot. They have forgotten.
They go like real or Lab? Question mark. No lead in. And I was like, whoa.
What happened to hey, how's your day?
Yeah, I was just like, Lab, like this is the video outlining all the deets.
You literally serve them every single detail on a platter.
I said everything.
Like specs, everything.
Yeah, because I'm nosy as fuck. So like I want to know. But it was always going to be Lab.
People are insane.
But something that we did is I never knew what he'd budgeted for the ring, which I really didn't want to know. I think any price would have made me uncomfortable and I would have felt guilty. Like we shouldn't be doing this. Like this is too much. Like no matter what it was. And so he would tell the jeweler, we went to a bunch of different places. He would tell the jeweler ahead of time, this is my budget. Please don't bring anything out that's not within this.
Yeah. Like I'm not down
range.
to be upsold. Like please just
Well, it's also like
instructions.
don't get her excited with something that I cannot afford.
Right.
I'm sure someone gave him that advice. I don't know that he came up with it, but I think it's a really great tactic where it's like, it's because it's an uncomfortable conversation to have with your partner. Like, I want this amount of carrots.
Yeah.
It's like, it's weird. So if you're starting to have that conversation, I feel like that's a really good, like, hey, like, I don't want to know your budget. Like, I don't think we need to align on X amount of carrots, but like, set your budget. Yeah. Let the jeweler know. And don't let them dangle a carrot.
Yeah. Literally.
Okay.
Punny.
You know, yes.
Yeah, that's actually really good advice.
Yeah.
That's really good advice. I didn't do ring shopping with Andy at all.
Yeah.
I literally ordered a fake ring on Amazon and tried it on and said, great, this is what I want.
But that's also so smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so random. But like, if I had gone back in time, like I ended up going the natural route, but I didn't have an influence on that. I didn't have an opinion. But if it were now where we were getting engaged, I'd be like, don't be an idiot. Buy it lab grown.
Well, also, people, natural diamond, the benefit is the resale value. Where it's
but why are you reselling your ring?
I don't know.
Why are you reselling your ring?
Some people, like, I think that's a lot of people's why, which I totally understand.
Yeah.
But another interesting, I don't think we got upsold because we didn't go over budget, whatever, but something funny that Natalie said to me, she was like, you're not going to want to upgrade this ring.
No. What are you going to get, a mountain?
Well, no, it's like about like going conservative on size.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, pick what you want forever.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You know?
100%.
Yeah.
Like, there's no world where I would want to upgrade, like, what, you know?
Yeah, you know what I mean? But I think I think it's more of a old mentality where it's like you get your engagement ring and then for an anniversary later you like add a few sapphires.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Whereas I don't know that people do that.
A thing from like our parents' generation. Yeah.
I don't know that people do that anymore.
Well, I love your ring. Your ring is beautiful. And the truth is, you'll never fucking know. Like, you will literally never know unless you are open with it, like, which I appreciate when people are open about it, but like no one's, demanding that kind of information except people are so fucking weird. Like people you said in your DMs, like people are always like asking nosy questions. People literally ask me like, how much did your ring cost? I'm like, are you actually insane? Like,
oh, like what's your wedding budget? Anytime I do a Q&A box, without fail.
I'm like this close to just like literally laying out line for line like every single cent that was spent on my wedding because people are so fucking annoying.
I mean, it's been no matter what you say,
but my dad will be
people
mad at
are going to be angered by it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, where it's like...
It's the biggest lesson I've learned from being on the internet, you know?
Yeah.
You can't make everyone happy.
I know.
You can't.
But it's hard for me. I'm people pleaser.
That will come to an end. I really do think people pleasing is like a phase. Like it will
You're gonna
end.
get burned, bitch.
No, it just, at a certain point, you just like, there's no fucks left to give.
Well, even like the destination wedding of it all. Like people say that's really selfish.
No.
But like my family's not based in New York.
No one's one.
Like no, like it's
everyone
a
isn't in
destination
one place.
for everyone.
Exactly.
So it's like you just got to pick something and send it.
100%.
Which I need to take my own advice.
I could not agree more. Okay, so to end, what are some things that you do to make sure you have a very nice day? Because this is the Very Nice Day podcast.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really hard. I'm going to say I don't do these every time, but
That's
when I
okay.
do them, I do have a very nice day. Setting a realistic alarm. Yes. I used to be set it for 6:30 because like that's the person that I want to be, not actually who I am. Mm-hmm. Snooze it. And then after like the 6th snooze, you literally hate yourself before your day has started. Mm-hmm. And it puts you on the worst note where it's like, if I am laying there at midnight and I'm doing the math in my head, it's like unless something needs to be done and there are like one-off instances, like don't set it for 6:30 when you're going to snooze it till 7:30. Mm-hmm. Set it for 7:30.
Be realistic.
And start the day on like a note you're proud of. It's like making your bed. You know, It's like the first win. Like make your wake up your win.
I love that. I love that.
Thanks. What's yours?
Wait, I actually have my Hatch alarm set to 6:30 and I snooze it every single day. And you're kind of right. It sets a subconscious precedent for the rest of the day. Like, you failed.
Yeah, right.
You failed.
Yeah, and it's like the first thing you do.
Oh my God. Like, first, like, mission not accomplished.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a really good tip.
Thanks.
I don't do this anymore, but I really need to start doing it. But it's like not checking my phone first thing in the morning.
Oh, bitch, it's hard.
It's the hardest fucking thing on the planet.
But if I'm not checking my phone, I do need to have something else.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I need to have another plan.
Yeah. That's why having a dog is so nice because I'm like, oh, I just walk the dog.
Do you walk the dog first thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
So nice.
The girl's got to pee.
And then it gets you outside, which is like such
Exactly.
a lovely sunlight.
Habit stack.
Yes.
Yes. Even though there's like none of that today. No sunlight.
No.
Well, I love you.
This has been so much fun.
Pimp yourself out. Where can everyone find you?
Oh gosh. Okay. I have the same handle across all platforms.
Which is so nice.
Which is fire. But the T on it is I used to be Caro Beth, just plain. CAROBETH. And then that Instagram account I got locked out of. So I'm Caro Beth, CARO __Beth.
__.
Yeah,
Wait, I
it's
did
two.
not even know
it's
that.
It's two. People never clock it. But because one underscore was taken.
I understand.
But it's annoying because the username I want is taken by me.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Caro Beth on all platforms, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And if you're interested in wedding content creation, just send me a DM on Insta.
Yes. I love you so much.
I love
You're the
you.
best. Greenpoint
It's a
Girlies
blast.
Unite. You're amazing. I love you.
We did it!
We did it, Remy.
Woo!